Protecting UK companies from foreign predators has become an election issue in Britain. In fact, the Labour Party is now talking about a Cadbury law. We partner with the Financial Times to bring you more on this story. Lex on Bloomberg brings you a sneak peek at the FT's flagship column a day early. Neil Buckley is joining me now live from London. Neil, why has this issue of takeovers become such a big theme in the elections?
Well, it's quite a surprise. I think when Irene Rosenfeld, the Kraft chief executive, made her approach to Cadbury right back in last August, I don't think she would have expected that this would become such an issue. But it has done. One of the reasons is that Kraft had said during the takeover process it believed it could keep open one of Cadbury's factories that had earlier been due to close. Then after the deal was done, Kraft said they were going to close the factory anyway. That created some bad feeling, became a political issue, and now Labour have come out with a proposal which everyone's calling the Cadbury law to make it more difficult for foreign companies to take over UK companies. The Conservatives, in an interview with the FT this morning, have said that they would they would preserve the current very liberal takeover regime in the UK. So this is really shaping up to be quite an important issue in the campaign.
Neil, these kinds of proposals certainly aren't unique to Britain. I remember maybe a decade ago they were talking about the hollowing out of corporate Canada when U.S. companies came up and engaged in a whole lot of M&A north of the border. Are these proposals in any form a good idea?
Well, our view on Lex is that they really are a very bad idea. The UK, as I said, has a very open takeover regime, and that's one of the things, its openness to inward investment, that has helped establish its reputation, and London's reputation in particular, as a global financial centre. Now, if you start to put up barriers to investment of any kind, then the danger is that harms the reputation for openness to business. Another important point is that companies that are poorly run, which is usually reflected in a low share price, if you have an open takeover regime, they can be taken over, and another management, another ownership, if you like, gets the chance to run that company better. If you put up barriers, then badly run companies can protect themselves, shelter behind them, and the result can be inefficiency and poor use of capital. I think the problem is there have been a number of takeovers where jobs have gone abroad from the UK afterwards, but there are some positive examples. General Electric took over a company called Amersham, a biosciences company, a few years ago, and they shifted the headquarters of their global healthcare business to the UK. So for every negative, there's a positive on the takeover front.
Neil, the Cadbury deal was such an emotional issue for Britons. On that basis, how likely do you think it is that some kind of rule, some kind of Cadbury rule, will be introduced?
It very much depends, of course, who wins the election. But even if Labour were to win, or does win, it might be very difficult, actually, for them to introduce this kind of rule. There are questions over whether it would be compatible with European Union regulations, which are supposed to guarantee free movement of capital between European countries. There are all sorts of questions over whether it would be workable in the form that Labour's proposing it. It probably would not have made any difference in any case to the Kraft situation.